Hello, everyone. Hello, Dallas, and hello to all my global viewers. Welcome and thank you so much for joining Asian News Facebook Live and YouTube Live program today. And this is Global Gupshup and your host, Anu Benekati from Dallas. Those who are joining for the first time today, Asia News is a well-known broadcasting media serving the community with your quality programs and throughout the week and presenting the live programs as well in different countries and throughout the USA as well. Well, you can enjoy, the variety of programs, morning yoga, meditation, religious discourses, and, social, economical, political, and you name it, entertainment, of course, news, and my live talk show every week on Global Gupshup. So thank you so much for your support and joining. Well, friends, today I'm again bringing you a very exciting news. We all are going to get a great advice on how to get rid of your fear that most of us have experienced at least once in our lifetime. Because, during our student life, most of the time, and ever since the word math, like we think of like a math phobia, that was like, actually introduced by, I think it's Mary Go in 1950s. And ever since the math anxiety, actually it helped us, to explain it better so that we can do something about it because many of us have, that phobia and we try to avoid taking math courses as much as possible and choose to keep it as minimal as possible during our school years, college years, and also, like any higher studies. So, being said that, today I have a guest and who actually totally disagree with me. He may not agree of any of it because he loves maths. No number is a big number for him because he can calculate faster than a calculator because we all depend on that. Yes, I am absolutely right. And he is a four-time world record winner for being the fastest human calculator in the world. So he holds a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from St. Stephen's College and one of the premier institutes in the country. And only at the age of 20, he stands with not only a plethora of accolades, but vision to eradicate math phobia. Like what I was just talking about, which is a prevalent problem across the globe. Like many of us do, like crazily think that we should avoid it. So I am very excited to welcome our today's young math wizard, Mr. Neelakantha, Bhanu, Prakash. And so it's a pleasure welcoming. So here he is. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Dallas.
Hi.
How are you? Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Bhanu. Welcome to Global Gupshup, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today. It's really, we are so excited because we want to learn so much, like how to, especially like when it comes to the word math, that we just freak out. And so I think you're going to help us today. So let's start our conversation a little bit with our like how you spend your childhood. So give us a little bit of your childhood, like in how your math scores when you were young, and was math always your favorite subject, or how did it start? So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So I come from Hyderabad in India. And yeah, I mean, I always liked mathematics because that was a subject which was something which I saw applications in. Unfortunately, that's not how the global education sort of drives people into. But I learned math as I learned language. And in that sense, I was quite fortunate to have very good experiences with the same, although if it's not entirely in school, but my experiences in understanding math around me. And yeah, I mean, my grades were always good in mathematics, one subject which I absolutely loved. And yeah, slowly I did move into taking it professionally. I mean, that was entirely big journey and a makeshift because I met with an accident when I was 5. I was bedridden for an entire year, and that's when I picked up that puzzles was something which I absolutely loved, and math was something which I really liked because that's something which I started doing when I was back home for an entire year without going to school. So I picked math up, and there was no looking back because doing calculations sort of gave me the adrenaline rush, which I think hiking or running or marathons give you. So I mean, from there was no looking back.
So, like we were talking about the math phobia. So many of us, like, as a child, that we in the elementary school, we are okay with like doing addition, subtraction, and also the, any kind of math. But the soon after we get to the middle school or a high school, when it gets a little bit of a advanced mathematics, we all freak out. Why do you think it is so? Because, did you experience that as well? Like, when you're going like, oh, you enjoyed math in elementary school, and then as you're going that, oh my goodness, what is happening? Did you feel that too?
I mean, I personally did not have that experience myself, but I work with over a million kids in India,
Wow.
directly or indirectly.
Hmm.
So, with my firm Exploring Infinities, we have courses and government school interventions which we have, and I realize and learn that um, that math phobia basically is based on three things, which is one,
Okay.
the amount of pressure which not pressure per se, but the over doing the entire narrative of math is hard, math is tough, so be hard, be careful, and putting the spotlight on this one subject
Hmm.
actually makes it a little more inaccessible than what people make it to be. That's point
Hmm.
one. The others majorly are that we usually approach math as a subject which you are supposed to know to do well in science and technology, rather
Uh-huh.
than a subject which you're intuitively born with. Because a kid who's 1 year old, if he is left in a room with three chocolates at one end, one chocolate at the other, he'll intuitionally walk towards the three chocolates,
Three chocolates, right,
regardless
right,
of what
right,
you tell
right.
him or what you tell her. And this is something which we don't really realize. We think that this is something which we build. And yeah, the phobia of mathematics is majorly because of the fact that we are taught about the what rather than the
Hmm.
whys. And and even moving progressively into the abstract mathematics. I think the first phase is when calculations come to you and you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. This just seems like a random exercise. So I might
Uh-huh.
as well be bothered about it. We don't do that to language. When we learn our
Right.
English in our
Yes.
school, we start with rhymes, we go to stories, and then eventually talk about grammar. But when we are doing math, it's almost like you're going to a kindergartner and telling him or her that, hey, come
This is the
on, listen to
number.
me. This is gerund. This is a to infinitive. This is a simile. This is a metaphor. You need to know all of these to build your sentence structures. No one would be interested then. So
Correct.
that's point one. The point two is, even when you're good at calculations and stuff like this, right? When you
Hmm.
don't associate calculations with what they physically mean, that's when you take the calculations out, the understanding of mathematical concepts become harder. This is when people sort of drift away from mathematics and find that this is a hard subject when they move into algebra, when they move into
Right.
trigonometry, when they move into higher mathematics. So for me, I personally see how math and anything which I do, regardless of what I am, I have a bachelor's in mathematics. I do research
Right.
there. Apart from my Olympic gold medal win and stuff like that for becoming the fastest human calculator,
Hmm.
I personally see that my understanding of mathematics is very rudimentary and simple. It's
Hmm.
about how every single concept I know is applicable in the present day world. If it is, then I'll learn it. If it is not, then I'll probably wait until I actually find the reason why I'm learning this, and then eventually go about it.
So fearlessness is, you think, the basic one that you have to put in the head of a kid, that like, so the math is not that hard. So just start from the scratch and then you can go from there. Is that what you're saying?
To a certain extent, yes, but also the
Right.
add-on is that not every kid who learns English is
Hmm.
designed to write books.
Okay.
Yeah, in a
Yeah,
similar sense,
that's
not
that's
everyone
true.
who does math is designed to sort of do everything well, right? So, I
Hmm.
mean, we consider math to be a subject, but for me, it's an
Hmm.
art form. And this art form or this sport can be built inside you only when you sort of make peace with it. One, just like
Hmm.
how workouts can be tough, math is the workout to your brain. That's what I say when people say, "Why do you calculate when you have a
Calculate.
calculator, Bhanu? What's the
Right.
point?" And then I'm like,
Hmm.
"Why do you run when you have a car? Why do you go walk? Because why do you go on a run when you actually have a car? Why do you sing a
Right.
song on Spotify?" The
Yes,
reason is that the entire exercise is much more important than the destination.
absolutely.
And in that sense, there's nothing like math which can actually keep your logical senses going in. Just like how numeracy and
Hmm.
literacy are the two pillars of cognition. Literacy is talking about saying that there are
So,
sheep. When you see a herd of sheep, you say there are sheep. There are many sheep. There are
mhm.
125 sheep. That's the
Right.
difference from literacy to
Okay.
numeracy. That's something which we need to build. And I personally think that I do well in this entire rigor of calculations or math or anything of that sort because I understand what it is, and I sort of train my brain into looking at calculations as a brain exercise. When I do my calculations at 12 numbers per second, it makes me understand how a human brain is capable of doing things beyond. So, arithmetic and calculations as a way to train your brain is the narrative which me, with Exploring Infinity, is my firm which I head,
Hmm.
is trying to make globally with what I call Vision Math, which is a global
Right,
movement
right,
to
right.
change the narratives around what math education means.
Right, 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 right. So that's a very interesting concept that you just mentioned because you did mention that you had a brain injury. I mean, the head injury when you were a kid, and you completely were like out of a school like a whole entire years, and you started doing puzzles. So were you also like allowed to go out and to play sports and still were able to do your math and things like that?
At
So
that point of time, I was bedridden and entirely home
oh wow,
when I stayed.
okay.
So I didn't really have a lot of things to do. That's the reason why I probably picked up puzzles, because that did not
Uh-huh.
require physical strain in any sense. Although it was a lot of good mental exercise.
So, when you're doing the puzzle, then after the entire, so tell us, like, when as you were going to school or something, so when did you really, realized that, oh, I have this kind of a gift that if I train my brain, that, I can literally do this one so faster than anyone else and so were you like, when you found out, how did you feel? Like surprised
It,
and
it
kind of
was not.
like,
It was not. So I mean, as unromantic as it may sound, it was not something which happened over. It didn't happen
okay.
over a day. It happened over a progress of
Uh-huh.
years, which where I started going to regional championships, finished third,
Mm-hmm.
fourth, and eventually went on to nationals and won the national championship in 2011 and 2012. And I won
Mm-hmm.
the international speed arithmetic championship in 2013. And that's when I felt that, okay, I might actually be good at this because, I mean, if I'm the international champion, which I didn't expect to be because that was my first attempt at international championships, I was like, what
Mm-hmm.
else do I do in this? And that's when I realized that I was actually quicker than anyone around. And I, in fact, was quicker than what people have historically been. That's when I went on to break my records. And after that, it was a great feeling because, I mean, I was a 16, 15-year-old who was having fun with breaking records and sort of establishing things. But I mean, the recognition is something which I got very recently because of the
Mm-hmm.
Olympic gold medal win, which I think is one of the biggest successes which I've had so far, which is to win the Mind Sports Olympics mental calculation world championship, the gold medal for India, and being the first gold medal which is out of the Europe,
Right,
out of the
right.
European nations was is I think a big deal, and winning it by a 60% margin makes it much more what do you say valuable. And I would say that the fastest human calculator tag, the world records which I hold today, which were once held by people like
Mm-hmm.
Scott Flansburgh from the US,
Right,
people like Arthur Benjamin, people like Shakuntala Devi, if for
right.
the is watching.
We are
Um,
very proud of you for that.
because I mean, I'd say that it gives me a lot of um, good sense that I'm
Right.
actually the best in the world, but it
Hmm.
also does give me a lot of responsibility in saying that
Responsible. Yes. Yes.
because historically human calculators are not and were not known for sharing their secrets and
Right.
for sharing their understandings, and not
Right.
really blame for them because to be honest, when I started to think about how can I actually go about and tell about what I do to the people around me, I realized that it was not as easy because I didn't really know what was going on here. I didn't really know.
I
And
was
to
gonna
discover
ask.
it, I spent 3 to 4 years to
Hmm.
understand what happens inside by conducting multiple experiments, doing calculations while I listen to music, doing calculations while I do something else, and then
Hmm.
structurally broke it down to the 7 cognitive parameters of interest, which is just
Hmm.
like how we judge a physical body about how its weight, height, fat percentage, BMI, and stuff like that, right? And cognitive abilities and how they function. I've scripted them all into exploring infinities, which you see right here, right? Exploring
Hmm.
infinities. We've put them together and we've seen that kids actually can get 6 to 7 times quicker by not having a method like abacus or Vedic math taught to them, but just training their brain in a
Okay.
certain way. exercises. Because at the end of the day, abacus and Vedic mathematics are such that if I have to run for a 100-meter race, I'm taking a car ride to do so. I'm getting to the destination, sure, but am I making myself quicker in my legs? Not
Right,
quite. So
right,
so I
right,
think
right, right.
that's when I realized that there is a lot more for me to say. And today I think my vision ahead is to impact 2 to 3 crore people globally in the next 2 3 years, and
Wow.
changing the way math is learned, and most importantly, changing the narrative around what is a good, who is a good mathematician, who is not, because
Mm-hmm,
we actually grade people in mathematics exceptionally bad, because
mm-hmm,
we I mean, historically math has been known to be a science, and I believe that uh, in the last few years there is much more importance to actually make and understand this as an art form, because that's what prehistoric human beings did before the 17th century or 16th century. People actually were good at mathematics. The phase
right,
of
right.
being good at it was the last 200 years, and that's because we have just looked at it from the capitalist angle, but not as a way to learn yourself, which I think
Right.
it promote.
Right, right. Wow, that's really something that we all should think about, because I know that even scientifically, I don't know whether any physician can understand what exactly is going on in the brain, that when it comes to, so let alone calling this one as a secret, because I'm very sure that you very often go back and think that, okay, how do I do that? So, and so that is really a very, how do you say, like a the kind of a like puzzle for all of us so far. So let's also explore something else, because I know that it's easy to train younger kids. They are so good in learning, and they can, even some are slow, some are fast, but some are like not fearless at all, and they learn very fast. But most of us, like as an adult life, as I'm sure that like even in India or any other country, some of us may not have a chance to learn math when we were young, and when we also want to go and achieve those higher education, and then without the mathematics, none of the degrees, like whether you take any of the even a basic the degree, that it requires math class. So, and I have seen a lot of adults, they go through a trauma when it comes to mathematics. So either it's a fear of a poor performance, or not understanding. And so what do you suggest for them? Like, how do you think they might just want to see this as a not a problem, but you can take this one as fun?
Sure. So I think the bottom line here is majorly the fact that, as I said, right, it's induced math phobia we've had over the years. It's not something which we can
Mm-hmm,
break without sort of experiencing the fact that math
mm-hmm,
can be easy by ourselves. Because at the end
mm-hmm,
of the day, I mean, regardless of who tells you that math is easy, if Bhanu comes up here and says, "Okay, I have 4 world records, I do this, I do a few calculations here, and I'm gonna do this," that does not really change the way you look at math, because we associate things like mathematics to prodigiousness, which is
mm-hmm,
being prodigious and stuff like that. So, right? So I
mm-hmm.
mean, for adults, we've been with exploring infinities. We've been having so many programs across corporates, be it big IT houses, be it big
Correct.
pharmaceutical companies, be it huge consulting companies,
Right,
places where math is relevant and math phobia is existent. To
right.
understand that, how can you use arithmetic? How can you use mathematics and small number games and arithmetic
Mm-hmm,
as a way to train your brain every day, so that your phobia is forever gone? Because at
mm-hmm.
the end of the day, I mean, we don't want this. And when I say math phobia, it's not just prevalent in kids and students. Math
Mm-hmm.
phobia, the kids of yesterday are the adults of tomorrow.
Right.
So I mean, this phobia translates across ages, across age groups, and even for that matter, across every walk of life. So, in that sense, the phobia's existence, if it has to be eradicated, and that's something which is my global goal, which is to eradicate math phobia. This happens by changing the narrative for adults as well, because you think that math is such a young thing to learn that you can't really do it at a later walk of life. So, with exploring
Right, right.
infinities, we have courses which are coming up around the lines of adults coming up and saying that we are scared of mathematics. We will want to sort of play these sort of games, be a part of this
Mm-hmm.
program, and have this weekly 1 hour, which I put it, devoted. And,
Right.
and 2 months down the line, I mean, I'm fantastic. I mean, right now
Mm-hmm.
we're doing it at an institute or as a startup level with Exploring Infinities, but I wish that my ideas of the same can be
Mm-hmm.
translated across the globe, not only in terms of my initiative or my startup, but also as regular curriculum and regular
Mm-hmm.
intervention programs. Because I mean, if we are in the US, if we are in any part of the world,
Hmm.
we understand that any art form can be picked at any walk of life. I mean, if I
Right.
tell you that you can sing at the age of 40, you would probably believe me, right? I mean, it's something which you believe me because you've seen that in the past. But
Hmm.
I'm telling you that math is still an art form. It's still the same very thing. It's just that
Hmm.
it's applied into more theoretical aspects in life. But
Hmm.
the fact that it's something which is a way in which you
Way.
think and a way
Hmm.
in which you rewire yourself makes
Hmm.
it more of an art form than a science, and hence it can be picked at any time of your life. We
Right.
have learners as old as 75 and 80 years old who are actually picking this up.
Wow. Yes, I think I've seen 55-year-old participant in that one of those Olympics as well. So that's really amazing. So let's also take our viewers. I know as soon as you started your middle school, high school, and you have won many, awards and and just let's then take us through a journey, like from your school years to just before you enter, so we can talk about the Olympics later, but until then, that how was your journey, how did you decide, which one is a good one for you, and then how you can train your brain to just go and do which what kind of a competition that you want to enter, and things like that, maybe
So,
that will help.
so basically, I am a person who believes in short goals. I mean, I
Okay.
don't believe in a greater good or a vision without having small steps towards the same. And I think I've arrived at my goals when I was a kid a little early, which made me look
Hmm.
for things beyond. In a sense, I mean, I wanted to become the international championship winner for speed
Already.
arithmetic by
Okay.
the time I was 20. I did that when
Okay.
I was 18. And I didn't know what else to do. So I was like, okay, might as well go for Limca records and world records because this is something
Right.
which I aspire doing in my life. I
Hmm.
broke them by the time I'm 16. I thought, Bhanu, you should give a TEDx talk in your life. And I realized that I found myself doing 4 TEDx talks in 2017. So
My goodness.
in
Wow.
that sense, I would say that for me is about creating this one goal and then
Hmm.
going for it because
Hmm.
in 2014 and 16, I wanted to go to the mental calculation World Cup and perform well because that's the
Hmm.
first time when I actually wanted to go beyond and do some high quality mathematics stuff, which is beyond just calculations, but also
Hmm.
a lot of pure mathematics. So I went about it. I did well. I came back, and then I realized that for the next 2 3 years, I don't want to do calculation competitions because I have 4 world records of stuff. I was doing
Hmm.
public speaking, and I wanted to understand how I did my calculations myself. I was
Hmm.
at IIT Hyderabad in India, which was
Hmm.
I was doing computer science and computational linguistics for a
Hmm.
year, and then I
Hmm.
decided to drop out because said that I probably want to do theoretical mathematics. So I tried my hand at theoretical mathematics in terms of, let's say, for the people who are watching this who don't know what theoretical mathematics is, it's the algebraic side of mathematics, which actually has nothing to do with calculations and computations at large, at least at the
Hmm.
surface level. And yeah, calculations were a way to train my brain anyway. So I thought I conducted experiments on myself, started documenting them, presenting them in global institutes like the IITs, like the
Hmm.
ISBs, Indian School of Businesses, the IIMs, and stuff like that. Places where and startup conferences across India, even globally for that matter, global entrepreneurship boot camps, future
Hmm.
city summits, which were in China, Guangzhou, Jakarta, Nepal,
Wow.
Bangladesh, a little bit of Europe here and there, Dubai. And then I realized that my narrative around mathematics is something which is interesting. And I thought, okay, I'll go ahead. And I founded Exploring Infinities in 2018 while I was in my second year of college.
Hmm.
And yeah, since then we were looking at how do we enable these to sort of have much more deeper impact on society. So that's when we took up government projects. Today, Exploring Infinities is the official math education partner to the government of Telangana, which is a state in India. So
Hmm.
we are the official government math education partners. We've done events and projects which have done more than 300 to 400 sessions in an entire summer across 50 schools, and we have over 10,000 kids who were impacted in the lockdown time.
Right.
I've initiated a project called Project Math in lockdown,
Hmm.
which was a crowdfunded Millap. If you know the
Milapa.
crowdfunding
Yes.
organization Millap. So on Millap, we've
Yes.
started a crowdfunding campaign with which we
Hmm.
have created. I've created with a group of 20 extremely good trainers,
Wow.
created content in English, Telugu, Hindi, Urdu, and Bengali. All the
Hmm.
mathematics classes for class 9 and class 10 distributed
Hmm.
out there for free for the kids who actually don't have access to the internet. We were broadcasting it on TV and stuff like that because edtech in India is not affordable. Be it
Right.
Byju's, be it Vedantu and the other companies which are, they are not affordable. I mean, there's a lot of money which you need to shell off to sort of get your school running when you're back home.
Correct.
And this is something which the government school, public sector schools, and for people who've probably visited India know that it's not quite a nice scene. So in that sense, I mean, we have done our bit in contributing. There are over 10 lakh kids who are actually watching this on a daily basis today. And yeah, I mean, for me, my goals have been this. I mean, I had my university exams on the 13th, 16th, 17th, and 18th of August, my final exams. And my World Championship for this, which is the main Mind Sports Olympics, was on 15th August, which is flunked.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I thought I'll just give this a try because I knew that I was going to win. I mean, I was doing this for a while now, and I was like, let me choose the right time to sort of go about this because I've taken conscious effort to not be a part of any competitions for 2-3 years because I had my records. And yeah, I mean, probably good timing because Bollywood Indian cinema came up with Shakuntala Devi movie at the same time. So I think hence the shout out. But yeah, I mean, I think the recognition in India also went skyrocketed post BBC calling me the Usain Bolt of mathematics and stuff. So I mean, I'm happy on how things happened, but I'd say that my entire journey was majorly about, let's say, having small targets. I had a few, and then working towards actually getting them because I personally believe that that's the only way about. And one constant across my daily schedule across these years has been the fundamental fact that I believed, and I still do, on the fact that mental calculation is a sport which can not only help you in doing calculations. At the end of the day, it's a farce if I say that if I run, I'll just be able to run. No, right? You'll be able to swim. You'll be able to jump. You'll be able to trek. You'll be able to do whatever. In
Right.
that sense, I mean, to develop these, I've in turn been a good business analyst. I've been placed in McKinsey. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff otherwise. So I mean, I'd say that while mathematician, Neelakantha, Bhanu, Prakash, the world's fastest human calculator is my tag, I think I'm much more and credits to the math I've done.
Wow. That's, I mean, I really admire your confidence. It is really like something that I think every kid should experience when they enter the, something like an unknown, like, battlefield, I should call it as, because I know every competition is a very big challenge for all of them. So let me also ask you this one. This is really something that we, like for example, that, like you have decided that, okay, I want to enter this Mind Sports Olympics, which is really one of the most precious, the competition that consisting of like, it's very highly competitive. If I am right, it's a tournament that's been held in London
Yes.
every year since I think 1997, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're the first Indian, and it's really proud. Like I said, we admire your confidence. Like you just said that I knew I was going to win. Like it's, I think every kid should go there with that kind of a confidence, and it definitely makes them go there and just not fear about it. So you are the first one to win the gold medal. So take us through a little bit of like about that competition, because I know there are a lot of them, they want to know like how it is, and then what's the experience and what's the fear, and what we should or should not do. So give them your like insight of that one, like how was your experience?
Sure. So an Olympic competition is an Olympic competition. When it's an Olympic competition, you run, you participate to be better than anyone else around. So and you are the best in your field if you're actually there, which means
Mm-hmm.
that mental calculation world championship, the Mind Sports Olympics, has called 30 quickest human brains across the world to actually take part in this championship. And yeah, I was one of them, and I was representing India. There's a couple of other people also. In that pool of people, this championship was about doing calculations extremely quickly and accurately, and also to a certain extent, um, in a certain extent, very demanding of your concentration, your working memory, your ability to do complex calculations in this, and also be very competitive because these are usually close shaves. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I did hold world records, but holding world records does not mean your excellence in Olympics because you have to raise up to the occasion on that day, on that
Mm-hmm.
particular time. And considering that I was away from mental calculation for a while, it was quite a run to actually be ready for this championship. So when I went there, I mean, the championship was in the championship. This time, actually, it happened digitally, and there was a set of guidelines which had to be followed and stuff like that, which was actually a lot of it is a new scenario for everyone. I was streaming, and there are several people in India who are actually watching this. All the people whom I know actually watching this streamed. Usually, mental calculations don't get streamed, but this was on YouTube. This was streaming. People were seeing what was happening, and this was entirely 5 to 6 hours long, right from the beginning round all the way till the finals, and then announcing of the champion, whoever that was, who was winning the gold medal. So yeah, I mean, it had calculations of all types, which includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So, I mean, if I have to put this in this way, in an in a regular Olympic championship, these are like the push-ups, pull-ups, and everything else which you need to actually do when you get there to actually go do this. But the closest sport which I would associate this with is something like a triathlon or a decathlon, because there are several tasks which you need to do. It's not just one. So there was addition, there was subtraction, there was multiplication, there was division, there was roots, there was cube roots, there was calendar date approximation. There are so many things. And yeah, I mean, I did finish off the top of my table in the preliminary round, and in the finals, I scored a whopping 167, which was 65 points ahead of the second place.
That is really awesome. So tell us that, like you just mentioned about the calendar, the date. So what is that? Like, how do they ask a question in that one? Like the 2038 January, that's something like that? Like how does it work?
Sure. So do you know which day you were born on? Don't tell me that, but do you know that, Anu?
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
you do or no, you don't?
No, I mean, I know the date, but I'm not sure if it is the day like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I mean,
Let
at
me
least
tell
I
you
don't
what that
remember.
is. Just give me
25th September.
just give me the year first so that I can go to the year. Yeah, the year.
Okay, so the 6/8
Uh,
25
okay, 6825
2509.
09. That should be a
Bhanu,
Saturday.
you really put me into trouble just now. You know that?
Yeah, that should be a Saturday. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's a Saturday.
Okay.
That's a Saturday,
Okay.
nevertheless. So a weekend. Nice time. Yeah. So in fact, this could be anything, right?
Okay. So
yeah.
how about December?
The year
December.
first.
Okay.
The year first.
Oh, the year first. Okay, 1993.
1993.
93. March 21st.
March 21st. That should be a Sunday.
That's going to be a Sunday. Wow. Okay. The let's say 1965, February 2nd.
That should be a Tuesday.
Tuesday. Wow. Okay.
So, let's yeah, go ahead.
Let's do the future one. How about that? So 2030. So and month of August 15th.
August 15th. That should be a Thursday.
Wow. So
40, that should also be, I think, 84 years of Indian independence. So yeah.
So that's really awesome. That's wonderful. I know that like all of our audience are like really excited that like right now that like so we are get to the the fun part. But before that, let me ask you a little bit about the something that we want to know. About your vision math. Like I know that you have suggested our prime minister that like because most of us, like what you also mentioned in the beginning, is a importance as much as is there for the literacy, that it's not it's given to the numerals, and we can literally go ahead in the global race by doing that. So what is it that you have planned, that what is your idea, that project of vision math? Like what do you have?
So the idea is majorly to make sure that there is no one who's actually scared of mathematics. This is by establishing mathematical literacy, which is also called numeracy. And this can be done by as I mentioned, 3-step mechanisms. One, break the stigma that math is boring. Make math fun. Second step is to go ahead and tell people that math can be a sport, math can be an art form. It's not something which you just have to learn for using it somewhere. And changing the narrative into applications first, the details later, where the kid actually navigates through to understanding the world through mathematics rather than mathematics, then use it on the world, which is the usual way. So this is something which I envision happening across the country through governmental programs, through education reform, and majorly I would say redefining what math education really entails for the country. or globally for that matter, to any country. Because when you have a goal which is set up, let's say I want to be very, very educated in mathematics, what does that mean? Is that because you want to have more people who are taking up STEM? Is that because you want to have more people sort of doing better in science and engineering? Or is it because you want to actually train your kids into sort of understanding mathematics the right way? So the objective can be different for different ages, but the objective for the preliminary, pre-primary, primary kids is not in place, and that's why we are at the place where we are today.
Right,
India,
right,
3 out of 4 people in the entire world are scared of mathematics, and that's a huge number for a subject which I think is rather very emotional and something which we are supposed to be really good at, because these are the only two things which are born in. We learn
right,
social, we learn society, we learn physics, we learn chemistry. Math is
right.
something intrinsic, just like language, just like how
Okay,
Noam Chomsky says.
okay.
And to understand this um, is something which I think is a part of every global institution, every global government to be looked at, because I think this will be the determining factor on where one lies, because the technology of tomorrow does not need people who are good at coding, does not people need people who are just good at a certain amount of syntax or language or certain amount of thought, but also understand what it quantitatively means. And in that sense, there is, I think, math education is now needed more than ever. And the reform can happen only by redefining what math education objectives are and
Right.
promoting it as a subject rather than what it is. And I mean, I've been talking to global countries in terms of, let's say, the Commonwealth. I had a
Correct.
recent conversation with the Commonwealth conference where I addressed on redefining math education objectives globally, including the UK, New Zealand, Australia, and Canada. And yeah, I mean, hopefully with let's say the support, with a lot of Indian political high commands which have responded and have been very positive towards my achievement. But I hope that this achievement was also translated into something more tangible, which I think the country can learn from.
Right, right. So through this Vision Math, any plans of making this, math programs as enjoyable, like a fun for a younger kids by any chance that, like with certain methods that you're planning on coming up with the
Absolutely.
ideas and projects?
So Exploring Infinities has already been working on a set of arithmetic games, which will be out
Mm-hmm,
sometime later this year.
mm-hmm,
The set of arithmetic games are things which will let you experience math on your own, at your own pace.
mm-hmm,
Then play these games and you're better at what you do. It's not
mm-hmm,
it's something which will aid you to understand and teach you methods according to where you are, rather
mm-hmm,
than something which is just accessible to someone in a classroom. And subsequently, we believe that cognitive abilities and development in that will lead to direct translation into betterment of arithmetic.
mm-hmm,
And that's something which we stress on. Exploring Infinities right now already offers courses
mm-hmm.
for kids in India and globally. We have several people from the US actually join our courses at exploringinfinities.com/international, if you see below. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people join in, and yeah, I mean, right now we are doing it with people who are joining us. But
Mm-hmm.
the vision ahead is that we
To
include
do
this in
them.
whether we,
So,
we we include this in and make this something which is, because at the end of the day, if you're in the US, you understand that there's several people who teach you math, right? I mean, be it your
right,
school, be it Kumon,
right.
be it other institutions. What we have to understand here is that being able to do quick calculations is not as important as understanding math. And that's coming from the
Okay.
world's fastest human calculator. I'm saying that calculation
Right, right,
as
right.
important as
So,
being able to understand the math behind it, and the calculations which we do majorly is about how you
mhm,
build that mathematical conscience to do them quickly,
conscience.
rather than a method which you build as a shortcut, which you say, when I ask you what is 384 into 100, you would say it's 38,400. Does that mean you have actually done your multiplication? No, you've just put a
It's
shortcut
just
0 next to it, and
so your
that is not
brain is trained for that.
yeah, and your brain is trained until now with wherever you've been to Kumon or any other place, you've been told that, hey, we'll reach the destination. No one's talking about the
Perfect.
running here. And that's,
Okay.
I think, the thing which Exploring Infinities, me as an individual, want to drive
Hmm.
globally with Vision Math and all our courseware and other stuff which I do, even my Instagram for that matter. I mean, the one Instagram handle which you see below, I have conversations with people on a weekly basis talking about the fun side of mathematics, live sessions and stuff like that, which will
Okay.
actually break the ice on people who think that it's not relatable to them, and
Mm-hmm.
and probably show them how it is more related to them
More
than they ever.
relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope, I think one of our colleague that Vidya, that she asked that question, till what age is it easy to train children to like math? Any suggestions?
We've had kids who were phobic of mathematics at the age of 20 were joining college, sort of
Wow.
not loving mathematics after they have taken their bachelor's in language and stuff like that because they were interested in math, but they were never really good at it, and they eventually moved away. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think there's an age limit, but it's definitely good to start early because
Okay.
the phobia is not developed. So when you don't develop phobia, it's easier to break it than break the other one. But it's possible. I mean, we have had
Mhm.
kids and students and students. I would say young students as old as 45 change the way they look at math post they've done whatever they've done with us. So
Wow, wow. Well, Bhanu, let's have some fun because I know that I have a couple of questions about this that I think you really created very curiosity into. So I think there someone wants to ask like, okay, 1930 October 2nd, which date is?
1930, okay, 1930, October 2nd, that should be a Thursday.
Okay, 1972 September 25th.
1972, September 25th, that should be a Monday.
Wow, I think they're going to be very happy. So, well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, and let's get to the fun part now. So, let's go to some of the math questions, and let's see if we can have some fun with that one. So, I hope our audiences are ready, and let's take this one. And I'm going to just read, and I will try to see if I can do the math on my calculator here as well. So let's start some. Let's start with, okay, audience. So you can write this one down as well. So as I go. So, okay, 96578 times 78569
965782
times 78569.
Um, okay. That should be a little big for, let's say, oral multiplication because I don't see the question in front of me, but let me give it a try. The answer should be 75880526, followed by three other numbers ending with an 8. This is
Excellent. That's absolutely right.
I
That's
mean, to do a
absolutely
calculation this big mentally without seeing it actually is a lot of.
a lot of it.
I mean, if this is written in front of you in let's say a paper, doing a 50-digit
Uh-huh.
multiplication is easy as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So let's say let's go to the one of the cube roots. So cube root of 5465879.
546 five eight
5879.
7 9. Yeah, give me a moment for this.
Sure.
That would be 176.1.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely right. Fantastic. Okay. So let's say I'm going to give you a different let's see. Okay, 2589 divided by 568493.
These are actually not that fun. Reason being, the answers are extremely low. But I'll
Uh-huh.
tell you the answer though. The answer is 0.00455.
Yes,
And
yes.
although I would tell you that I think you can take a much longer number.
Okay,
Probably take the longest number which can come on your calculator. Take the longest
okay,
number on your calculator. Just tell it to me after you type it down.
okay. 692576548322
Six
and
nine six nine two five seven six five four eight
54
three two two. Give me a single
8322.
digit number. Give me a single digit number.
Okay, divided by 8.
Okay, divided by 8. That should be 8, 6, 5, 7,
Yes.
2,
Wow.
0, 6, 8, 6, 8,
Yes.
5, 3, 5, 0,
Wow.
4, 0, 2.5.
Oh my goodness. Hats off. Yes, yes, yes. That is so cool. Okay. Let's can I give you one of the square roots?
Sure. I mean, is it a
Okay.
perfect one or is it an imperfect one?
I don't know. I'm just going to randomly through. I'm not sure. I have not
Sure, go
tried
ahead.
this one yet.
Go ahead.
Okay. So how about 7654?
That should be easy. That 7654. The closest square I know is 7569, which is 87. So it's 87.4748. 87.48. Yeah.
Yes, 476. Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely right. Okay, so let's go with the speed math now a little bit. So is that okay? Yeah, I'm going to give you 3 digits times 2 digits. So, or do you want me to do the single digit? Will be faster.
No, you can do 3 digit times 2 digits. No
Okay,
problem.
so let's go with, okay, 658 times 42.
That should be 27,636.
And that times 42.
Okay, I've actually missed that. I mean, I didn't know that we
Two
were doing
seven 27636 times 42.
27636 times 42. I'll actually break it down for you on how I think, right, on
Okay,
this. I mean,
okay,
I've gotten my
okay,
answer already, but let me just do it for the fun sake of it.
okay, okay.
27636 times
Okay.
4, 40,
Uh-huh.
would be 1110544 plus 0 plus 55072. The answer would be 1160712. 11, oh,
Oh
sorry,
my gosh.
160,712. Yeah.
Absolutely right. Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, so let's do a quick one with the calculator. So I'm going to go with that one, and this is going to be so much fun. Okay, so you're ready. 56 times 2.
112.
96 times 2.
112. 192. Now 192. Yeah.
Okay. 123 times 58.
All right. I mean, these are. I think that 123 times 58 should be 7134. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh wow. Okay, cool. Wow, that is a lot of fun. That's really amazing. And I think
What we do
so
actually here
tell me if one of the fun stuff that you actually do with the kids. Like,
yeah.
We want to do that too. Yes.
Let's actually do this. So I think you can
Okay.
I think you can pick your calculator up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I want you to do is take any random 2 digit number, anything.
Okay. Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
let's take a 3 digit number, any 3 digit number.
Okay. So
Yeah, what that is?
254. 254.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 254s to 254s as quickly as possible. And you can do the same. You can click 254 plus 254 and go on. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell the answers. Try racing past me. You have to do 254 plus 254. Go on.
Uh-huh.
No, it's
Okay,
not time.
start.
It's plus 254 plus 254 plus 254 plus 254 and go back. I'm going to add them in my brain. I'm going to tell the answer.
Okay. So
254,
okay.
508, 762, 1016, 1270, 1524, 1778, 2036.
I'm lost.
3302, 3556, 3810, and so on. That's 15 times already, but yeah, I mean.
Okay. Wow. So
yeah.
let's do a smaller number this time. Okay.
Sure.
So 54. Okay.
54.
So let's do that one. Okay. So 54. Go.
54, 108, 162, 162, 78, 324, 378, 432, 486, 545, 94, 648, 702, 756, 810, 864, 918, 972, 1026, 1080, 1134, 1188, 1242, 1296, 1350, 1404, 1465, 1512, 156, 1610, 1664, 1677, 18, 1772, 1826, 1888, 1620, 1890, and so on. Yeah. I mean, I'll actually
I'm still at 1858. So yes, you beat
let's
it.
Actually take another. Let's actually take another number here. Give me another number which is 2 digit, and I'll actually. I was trying to be a little slow. I'll actually go extremely quick now. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So let's go with 46.
All right. 46, 92, 138, 184, 232, 76, 322, 364, 144, 65, 106, 552, 598, 644, 697, 36, 782, 828, 874, 920, 966, 1012, 1058, 1104, 1150, 1196, 1242, 1288, 1334, 1380, 1426, 1472, 1518, 1564, 1610, 1656, 1702, 1748, 1840, 1886, 1932, 1978, 2024, 2007.
Done.
That's
that is so cool. No, it's done. It's done. Absolutely. I'm too behind.
Yeah. So I mean, this is also called racing speed of a calculator. This record. So this is one of the Guinness records, world records, which I do hold. Yeah.
Okay. So is this a type of math also they do in the Olympics as well? That it's one of the type of a.
Not. This is more of a record, a world record sort of a thing. Olympic gold medal is more of, let's say, stuff which is more rigorous in terms of, let's say, something which we don't usually want to do in a show because, I mean, some tasks take minutes, and even
Mm-hmm.
minutes make them quickest in the world because otherwise they'll take
Mm-hmm.
hours to do that. So that's the kind of questions we have in the Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can, it's just an addition. So you are also going to do the same thing as a on a multiplication as well on the same.
It
Um,
can be doable. It's just a little more complicated, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I do every sort of
okay.
a thing. In fact, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they don't go verbose. Reason being, when you go
Mm-hmm.
verbally there, because after 10 times 10 iterations, this becomes 11 digits long. So you try writing them down so that things are audible
Got
and
it.
things are more easier.
Yeah,
So
let's take a simple one and just for fun. Let's do that. Like so for example, like let's take small digits as like a 23 or something. So and then times like a 2. Does that work?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I just dropped, my network dropped for a second. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I said let's take a smallest number like 23 and then let's add just like multiplied by 2 and 2 and 2. So like
Oh, that
so
should be
like
easy. 23, 46, 92, 184, 38, 184, 368, 736, 1472, 2944, 5888, 11776, 22554, 22552, 45104, 90208, 180416, and go on. I
1804.
mean, I can go on.
Wow. Yes. I'm
I
just
can
like,
go
I'm
forever.
still one number behind
There's
you.
no limitation.
So even though with the calculator,
There's
I
no
just got
limitation
one.
to this. I mean, you can do it
Right.
to
So yes, I mean it
like
was a
20
lot
more
of
times
fun.
and the calculator will automatically. So yeah.
Okay, so that was a lot of fun, and I hope our audience had fun as well with this thing. And so let's continue our conversation. And I want to ask you a couple of more things because I know that you just they launched. I mean, your website also like because you have a vision and to teach kids. You just said that you're going to reach out to the crores of people that all over the world. That is your mission. So tell us a little bit about your website.
So Exploring Infinity is the startup which I've started off.
Mm-hmm.
Is 2 years old, and we do courses like Turn on the Computer in You, Math Wizard, and stuff like that for the ages of
Mm-hmm.
kids of the ages 6 to 16, the age group.
Mm-hmm.
We have sort of what do we say, courses which majorly focus on building cognitive abilities and building calculation capabilities in kids across the globe. So if you are someone, if someone's watching this who think that they want to actually experience and do calculations like you've seen here, this is something which you're
Mm-hmm.
capable of doing. And Exploring Infinity is trying to give that experience to everyone. So the link which you see here, which is expinfi.com/international,
Mm-hmm.
is our international portal which we've set up to engage
Mm-hmm.
people from the US to sort of join in and be a part of let's say learning something and experiencing something which is usually not taught, which is about how you train your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And someone as young, and we've had exceptionally lovely stories about kids who were extremely new to mathematics, didn't even know what tables are, to making them do
Mm-hmm.
calculations like 756
Mm-hmm.
times 6 all in their brain
Yeah.
right there, the answer. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, we actually have a new batch starting today and tomorrow. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's pretty much about what Exploring Infinity is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aid in terms of software, in terms of practice, in terms of this. And I take my classes myself. I mean, I do take the majority of the first initial people who join
Mm-hmm.
in. I take the classes myself, apart from, let's say, diversifying it once people join in and go a little deeper. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's a good place where people engage with me and sort of start learning from me and what I do.
So that is really wonderful because I know that through that actually we can also take out the fear of a math and also just teach something. So right now you're also reaching out to people like as you can see on the screen that we do have your number to reach just in case if they want to call you to just like to register with you and Um, we have a couple of more minutes. So let us talk about so what exactly kids should do, and what is your best advice to the the math wizards that are going to be someone that one day they might challenge you also, or someone else.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the whole idea, right? The whole idea is
right,
not to sort of, let's say, be at the helm of this, but rather
right.
inspire a generation into taking up mathematics. And for that matter, I would say
Mhm,
that the only fundamental way is that, and I personally
mhm,
make sure that I tell this everywhere I go, is that
mhm,
mathematics as a subject can be
mhm,
appreciated only when you look at its applications. More
mhm,
importantly, I found my passion towards mathematics when I went into understanding
mhm,
how this is a sport for me. So, I mean, if you want to be fit, there are two ways. One is you do
mhm,
your gym. The other is you
mhm.
play sports. So it's
Right.
your choice to take whatever the route it is. But being scared of it does not help anyone
Mhm,
because math is not leaving you regardless of where you go, because it's a part of what our life is.
mhm,
And in that sense, make peace with it, because once it is friendly in the ocean of mathematics,
mhm,
the first waves which come and hit you are problematic. Once you pass them, it's a beautiful, calm place to be.
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
my
So,
suggestion is
mhm,
keep your conscience open into saying that math can actually be fun, and probably
mhm,
follow my Instagram page right here if you're watching this at the rate fastest human calculator, because I post a lot of fun
mhm,
content around mathematics and engaging people into taking up
mhm,
mathematics by streaming sports events where I do commentary in terms of mathematics and stuff like that. A lot of other things which can actually
mhm.
be things which we are genuinely interested in and take things on later.
Banu, sometimes that that we all used to get this from our teachers just to get our attention. It's called magic math. Like sometimes that, okay, keep some number in your mind, double it, and then add something to it. And so, do you have something for me that that we can just give kids just for fun? So just one, like anything like that.
Um, I would say that I mean, I fundamentally did all my calculations from the left side to the right side,
Okay.
um, in terms of the direction, right? The left to
Uh-huh.
the right.
Right.
So one fundamental thing, which is not usually the way, is
Mm-hmm.
when I have to multiply two things. Let's say
Mm-hmm.
87 multiplied by 3,
Mm-hmm.
right? How do I
Mm-hmm.
do it? I multiply 8 by 3, which is a
Mm-hmm.
24,
Okay.
7 times 3, which is a 21,
Okay.
24 and 21. The numbers which are in between, 24 and
Mm-hmm.
21, if you write them down, the middle two
Mm-hmm.
numbers are 2 and 4. 4 and 2, right? 24,
Right.
21.
Mm-hmm.
4 and 2 are in the middle. Add them
Mm-hmm.
together, it's 6. The answer is
Mm-hmm.
261. You can do
60.
your multiplications as simple as that is.
Okay. Right.
And I have a small video on YouTube which I think people can go look into. It's
That.
called Visualizing Multiplications.
Okay.
Um, I have over, let's say, a lakhs of people who watched it, and that's a good
Mm-hmm.
start for you to understand how fun math can be.
Mm-hmm.
And probably, I mean, once you leave this today, you can probably look at the beauty of mathematics by looking at this number, one specific number which I personally find very interesting. The number
Mm-hmm.
is called 142857.
142857. Okay.
It's a little, it does not seem like a very fundamentally beautiful number, but the moment you double it or triple
Mm-hmm.
it or make it 4 times or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
the arrangement becomes cyclic. So 142857 into 2 is 285714.
Huh.
Into 3 is 857142. And it goes on. It's like a cyclic number.
It's like
So
right, 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 right.
so
So.
so I mean, that's a good exercise which I tell people to sort of look into understanding how beautiful numbers can actually be among
Mm-hmm.
themselves. Take this number one four
Mm-hmm.
two eight five seven, double it, triple it, 4 times it, 5 times it, 6 times it, you'll understand why this is a beautiful number, because that multiplied by 6 is 85742, and then ends with a 2. So it's 857142, which is the
Mm-hmm.
same number going on and on again. So yeah, maybe look into something like this,
Yeah.
because I personally find them to be extremely fun.
Yes. So, so in your typical day, so how many hours per day that, like, okay, let me ask you before even that. Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger sister.
So, what does she feel about like you being? So, I mean, it's
She's
just a fun
extremely happy.
question.
Yeah, she's extremely happy, and I mean,
Uh-huh.
my family always knew that I had my records, right? I mean, the recognition is not, but it's not like a new thing for them, to be really honest. And
Okay.
I mean, my sister is extremely happy. I mean, she's into music and Carnatic
Mm-hmm.
music performance. courses and stuff like that. So she's in her own different set of things to do. But yeah, I mean, we are all genuinely happy as a family to sort of be contributing to the global understanding of mathematics at large, rather than,
Right.
I mean, just the Olympic gold medal win, which is it's obviously something which we celebrated and we do
The
celebrate it.
the curiosity of me asking you is because I think sometimes it runs in the family. So like, it's just like a genetics or something that,
So
you
I'm the
inherit from.
only I'm the only mathematician in my entire family. My mom and dad are both from biology.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Hmm.
the entire family, no one has taken mathematics up for two generations or sideways towards anyone. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's that's a very interesting one. So one is a mathematics and then the two biologies. Well, that's really awesome. And today was very fun. I hope all our audience had fun. And thank you so much for joining today. And so please, hopefully we will come back and meet again, Bhanu. Then it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and I would like to wish you like a very success in your future endeavors.
And
And
most importantly, I would say that I'm also looking forward towards, let's say, the time
uh-huh.
when, let's say, the Corona time and everything dies down,
Yeah,
and probably
absolutely.
there is one extensive US TV US show tour which is pending for a long time. So I think hopefully Dallas and the other places will be the places that I will be doing my shows and stuff like that. So until then, I'd say
Absolutely.
to
Abs-
look forward
it,
towards mathematics, and more importantly, see what you can learn from the sources around you. I'd say
mhm,
suggest strongly to sort of follow the handle of
mhm.
Instagram there, because that is good feed on what I give to people across age groups in terms of what can be thought over every single day to make you one step closer.
Absolutely, because this is a techno savvy world, and then all the kids are definitely using all of those for exploring, whatever the solution they are looking for, and it will help for sure that by going into the website or any of the questions they may have, they can approach you, and of course, and we can always come back and do the the follow up show. So let us see what all the improvements that has happened or what are the achievements like that you have done through your projects, and that would be a great follow up for all of our viewers to see as well. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you're going to join me next Saturday. And I'm going to bring you another very very like interesting guest. She's a Padma Shri awardee, Jyotirmay, and also a very eminent oncologist. And we're going to talk about a very important topic as well. And till then, thank you so much for joining, Manu. We really appreciate on behalf of Asia News team. Really, really, the grateful, and we had a great fun. And thank you so much. So let's keep this one going, and we will see you again. And thank you, everyone. And have a good night and good afternoon globally, whoever are joining. So let's see you next Saturday.
Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much. Bye bye.